Welcome into Squad Ops One Life Events. Tonight we've got Operation Fallen Tree. I'm Bcarr. I'm gonna walk you through this operation this evening. Joining me is XF on the microphone.
How is it going, guys?
And we've got Shattered Ritual behind the scenes making the multicam happen. I'm not sure how many multicams we have going live this evening, but we're trying to bring you guys as many POVs as possible, as many as 6. To get some boots on the ground feel with the operations, as well as our eyes in the sky in the spectator cam. So, Operation Fallen Tree is going to be militia versus Russia. We'll go over a very brief what is the operation very shortly. First, we're going to tell you guys who's playing tonight. Starting as Russia for round 1, we have Mr. Husey in command. And Husey's squad leads are going to be Lawn Darts, Phoenix, Hero, and Pain 12 Bravo. For militia, we've got Evan in command.
Thank you.
He's got Jack, HML, Dorf, and Krusty as his squad leads. Pretty seasoned, although Mr. Husey, I think this is like his second time commanding ever.
Yeah, he's definitely a newer command, but I mean, you gotta learn sometime.
But he's got a nice set of seasoned SL.
Okay,
that's for sure.
Phoenix on the newer side, but you know, Pain, 12 Bravo, Hero, Lawn Darts, they've been on the bus before. They know what's going on. And he's up against some pretty capable SLs on the other team with, you know, Jack, Krusty, Dwarf, HML on the newer side, but he's got more of a taste for commanding lately. One of our newer commanders has gotten a few operations in. Of course, he's in the SL world this time around. Not your commander tonight. As far as what is this operation all about, I think XF can take us on with that discussion.
Yeah, so Operation Fallen Tree. It's a really simple op. We'll just go over it really fast. So as you can see, there's a bunch of green circles on the map in front of you. Militia have to take their 30 mil scout car or 30 mil BDRM and stash it in one of those green circles and then defend it from the Russians who are trying to clear them out and destroy the 30 mil BDRM. So then later on, in theory, they could bring in more armor without the danger of it getting blown up. Militia, again, they have to just defend that location, and I believe they can just move wherever they want right after live. So it's a really simple op, but a lot of cool features like that 30 mil BDRM.
Yeah, and it's really deceptive about how deep the operation can be as far as choices that Russia can take, because militia could be really close to the starting Russian position. The starting Russian position in the southeastmost corner of the map. The vanilla spawn point, I think, for Russia on this layer, or some teams on this layer anyway. You know, south of the bridge, way on down there in the southeast.
Yeah, they got a lot of options to go and spawn in with. I think we should go over our kits to see what they have as an option to go ahead and defeat the militia. You got that, Bcarr?
Yeah, we've got that. For Russia, their squads have 2 times AR, 1 times LAT, and 1 times medic. On the platoon level, they get a few extra kits to divvy out. They get 2 MMGs, 2 engineers, and 2 breachers. The engineers, of course, a bunch of extra resources for building, which will be great for helping fortify their BRDM location, or not their BRDM, Russia. AT mines. What am I thinking? Wrong team. Breachers have these cool timed IED charges. You set them, and in 20 seconds later, they go explode. Same radius as an IED, same explosive damage. Very useful for taking out, say, a static target. For vehicles, they have a BTR, a transport truck, and a Logi truck. Now, that Logi truck is for their mortar base. They get to place a mortar base wherever they want on the map, and they use the Logi truck's resources to supply that mortar. And they can move the mortar as long as they load all the supplies up in their Logi truck. For militia, we're about to go live here very shortly, so let me make this brief. 2 ARs, one medic for their squads. Their platoon gets 2 extra scouts, so that's IEDs and mines. For vehicles, they have 2 Dishka techies, 2 Logi techies, a Logi truck, and their pièce de résistance, the BRDM 30 mil. For this operation, the BRDM 30 mil can't be driven, but it can be manned. Along with all of those Logis, they get to put various defensive structures around the BRDM as we go live here.
Yeah, something to note about that 30 mil. Actually, 30 mil for both sides. Whenever there's a 30 mil in an op, there is no HE rounds in it. They only have AP, the coax, and the smokes. So it's not like it's going to be crazy overpowered, but still, you don't want to get hit by a 30 millimeter round. That's not fun.
Yeah, we've got Russia departing their base now. 1 squad on foot. They're trying to hide. I guess they're trying to hide their exfil here. Their BTR is in this little divot to the northwest of their spawn point 2.
Yeah, the militia on the other side, I mean, they have a great spread set up already. I mean, they've taken over every little inch of high ground and are now just watching over their location. I would say their north side's a little open, but their north side is mainly just a valley. But for the most part, I mean, they can really get eyes on everywhere.
Yep, there's plenty of spread. Looks like they're spread for a good 300 or 400 meters. Yeah, well, you know, vehicles gonna do crazy things.
Hills across the river to my north to be clear.
Right now, distance to contact is about 400 meters.
Yeah, most definitely chose one of the closest locations to the Russian main. I think it's a good option. It prevents the Russians from spreading out too much.
Depends on the Russians' plan to engage. If they want to go straight west out of their spawn point and try to bypass them, it could give them a little bit more of an edge if they attack this position from the north. But not much of one because of the way that militia are spread out here. All they have to do is just turn around and it won't be a problem to engage of distance, something from the north.
I think this hill that right now Squad 1 is on, the militia Squad 1, is probably Russia's best hill to choose if they want to attack their location right now. Again, this little grouping right here, it's probably one of the best hill, as they can get a very good approach on this without too much militia being able to get sights on them. And it's really hard to get a flank on top of this hill, but it's just so high up. You can see, you know, every single direction really if you just get a full squad peering each way.
Russia's Squad 3 moving out to the north here. They're looking to climb the hill. And I think these guys are going to be the first ones to get a eye up. I haven't checked the map in a couple seconds.
say that. We're the first ones up, Lime.
They are the first ones.
No one did that first.
So Payne's Payne 12 Bravo's Binocs are going to be working overtime here.
We're the first ones up, so we're gonna fucking lit up.
I think Evans died in like the first 2 minutes, peeking on.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't eat 545 or 762, I mean, his binos are super critical to go and spot where the militia are. Just because how they're positioned, they can really be in two different locations. It's just depending on where you see the men. Either could be, at this main location which they are right now, Echo 4, or they could be off in like Delta 5 over by that compound. I forget what it's called, like the storage building or something.
I think they want to check the storage site.
Yeah, I would say it's a good bet to come up down through the middle of the map and take over that hill that I was talking about with Squad 1.
The Squad 4 for Russia is trailing Squad 3. It kind of looked like they were going to push north of their own volition, but I guess they're just going to fall in behind 3.
That was in a firefight with the saw. In a freaking ambush. That was on Country Mile, actually.
Payne crests this hill, so militia are looking out. I believe at this point,
I have a Glock.
There could be the first sighting here for either team.
Yeah, dude.
It's because you have the, technically the British tip.
And I have an American rifle.
Yeah.
So, just an overview of Russia's movement so far.
Wow.
2 squads sort of recon enforced. The BTR is now maneuvering a little bit closer to where they are, and they have it looks like they have a squad in reserve, maybe split up, and I think that squad is the mortar squad.
So yeah, right now there's only 2 militia that have sight on Payne, and that's Powered Toastman and Roba. They do have they have direct visual sight on Payne. It's just a matter of them looking in that right direction. Also, it's a really hard angle with a lot of foliage covering them up.
I'm not seeing anything on the first point. I'm gonna move more west, try and get better eyes.
I think Krusty might actually have eyes on.
Maybe.
I think he just
might.
stopped to look.
Yeah, he's looking the other
sure.
way. He's looking at the like the storage building.
Well, these Russians are sort of skylining this hill. It should be obvious to Krusty.
Yeah.
He should be able to see 2 squads moving along this this ridge line here very shortly.
Yeah, if you look
But I
just
guess
to his
Krusty's
left, you
running
would have
back.
seen him. Yeah,
Yep.
he would have saw him. The timing is impeccable always.
Yeah, I don't think Payne had really good sight on anyone. Nothing was sticking out except for Krusty on top of the hill. He was skylining, and even when I turned the outline off, you could see, even without binocs, it's they have a darker element, or they have a darker element to their uniform compared to the trees. And they stick out pretty definitely. But against the ground, when the shadows are in the ground, that could probably be a big advantage for them, especially at range.
Yeah, militia, when you're up close to the militia or you're looking down on top of them, it's really hard for you to actually spot them. I mean, it's same with the Russians as well, just how dark their green is. I would say the militia do have the upper hand in this scenario.
Yeah, given that they're defensive and yeah. Payne reporting no activity here at storage.
I wonder if he thinks storage is the first, because he was saying that there's no activity at the first compound. I wasn't sure if he's talking about the storage site that he's approaching right now, or the little encampment that militia have set up in Echo 4.
I wonder if they have a patrol route set up and this is the first stop.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would do. I would come up right through the middle.
Well, they're going to try to sneak through the fence here. Luckily, there's a hole in the fence. They could just crouch straight through.
Again, if Krusty was to just look to his left a little bit, he would totally see a lot of Russians right.
I think
He'd really see a little bit of movement.
I think his riflemen are going to have a chance to see down here too. Chicago Ted might have a superior position to look over here. Like
all the way through if you look through all the branches and you kind of see past it all, you can just see a little bit of glimpses of Russians. But again, I mean, with these outlines on, it's just like you don't see anything, but you can see a little bit of movement here or there, just like some gun barrels or some skin color showing, and like that's the only sightline you get on these Russians right now.
The BTR is now maneuvering towards, I guess this is really mine entrance or whatever
Krusty
it is.
better see Bag of Joe. He's standing right on the open. Krusty is looking right at him.
Is that clear now?
He might have saw him. I'm not sure.
Roger, I called it clear about 2 minutes ago.
Don't overextend if you haven't seen
We'll
us
see if-
yet.
Krusty's not moving his men, so I don't think he saw him in that entrance.
We'll probably figure out which one it is by process of elimination.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to do.
Make the most sense because then they can actually plan their attack.
Just
Apparently
moderate
going
contact,
through
man.
Dorf's
That's all it
cam
is.
here. The militia did spot them inside the compound.
They're not
So-
being terribly discreet here.
No,
You know,
they're
we're
not.
Eyes on infantry.
Oh, they're going to go up the hill.
CDR.
Yeah, they're pushing right into the corner between 1 and 3. It's going to be devastating.
It's a car with a 30 mil on top.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's gonna look so funny.
Oh man, the spacing here is not
You're
good.
gonna make me sick.
Directly, right where they're pushing up, there's an AR looking over the entire area.
Yeah,
Who
this
is
is not
this
going to be
AR?
good when they cross the hill about 5 meters and what.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
Power
be good.
Power Toastman set up with his AR, and he's watching right where these Russians are going to peek. He's kind of in an open location, so we'll see if Power Toastman will spot them before the Russians spot him.
He's got such a dirty position.
Fake, take care up there. Just keep all yourself and
Okay. The lead element here in Pain Squad called out contacts front. I think they're getting some help from another squad. I think
they're calling up
squad
the
2.
hill. Yeah, I think they must have been calling up the hill just by the way Payne's looking.
I think they're calling out the AR squad that's over here, but they just have a wrong grid. Toastman and Daruba. I
Payne's
think
gonna
Lawn
peek it.
Darts is calling them out, and I think Payne is going to have a chance to see him.
No,
He's
Payne's
looking in that
up the
direction.
mountain.
Oh, is he?
It looks like he's looking up the mountain, but he might be looking at Power Toastman.
There's fully no. He's
Yeah,
got to
he
see
is.
him.
He's
Yep,
looking.
yep,
He's looking
yep,
right
yep,
at
yep.
Power Toastman. You can see the shine in the binos.
I'm engaging.
Oh,
Payne says he's engaging. Squads are peeking. Shots going out. Power Toastman's calling back here. Oh, he's
I
hit
think he got
twice.
hit.
Yeah, he is. He's hit heavily. Yeah, he's gonna bleed out. Oh,
Yep.
that's our first death, Power Toastman.
Daruba sort of stranded. The rest of the this element here for militia keeping their composure, not looking away from their assigned draw.
Negative.
Doesn't look like, yeah, they're like no one on militia is really moving. Like they're all staying in their main location, which I guess is a good thing. If
They have a direction, they're
if they
just
didn't
assigned to
know.
it.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know that like maybe Russia has an element to the north or something like that. I don't want to pull guys super fast away, but in this scenario, what we can see and what they can't see is that the entire Russian platoon is right to their south.
Chicago Ted would do well to look a little bit southwest here, and
Keep your head moving.
guarantee you he'd be lighting this entire element up.
Yep, I got the
But I
entire
think he's on top of the hill such a way that he doesn't have a good shot. Oh, he's re-maneuvering himself. I think he's on a rock. He's still looking due west. Meanwhile, Payne still sees
034?
Daruba, and Daruba's holding position here.
Copy.
Meanwhile, the spacing is awful.
Okay, he's right in front of you, like literally right where you're looking, up on top of the ridgeline, you'll see him. I'm gonna shoot tracers, be ready.
Blade Killer asking, would you say this game's Milsim Arcade? I would say imagine like if you're playing a pub game, imagine Battlefield. But if you're playing one of these events, it definitely is a little more serious. Not Milsim. Shots going out on Daruba. He's definitely dead.
Yep, he's gone. And we got some reaction here. Chicago Ted and his assistant are now moving back.
I mean, that's what I would do. No point of like, I mean, they were in an okay ambush location, but being on the top of the hill where they actually can retreat is going to be better for them.
Some shots far. I think 2 is engaging parts of militias 3.
Yeah.
So there.
Chris, if you have to fall back, I still want you up on that west hill, though.
I guess it's militia
that AR
engaging some of Russia.
On the high ground.
Did you kill him?
Try to shoot at him. No.
Oh, that's fine.
I could hardly see him.
Yeah, he's engaging people on the southern hill.
Still there, just right of a tree.
I don't know from where.
Meanwhile, the BTR.
Is he down right now?
Yeah, he's crawling away.
I saw tracers coming from around 225.
He's trying to get on top of the hill where 2 is. I think he's going to get some fire support from range.
That was close to me.
Yeah. Well, it's not me, so.
Dorf, are they still southwest?
Yeah, they were engaging me back.
Yep. Long calling out contacts.
also to my
Full
south,
squad to his
it's
direct
like
north,
my
and he is totally correct in that one.
I'd say
They have a very good spread watching that road. I think 2 might be stranded. They might have to go either far east. I don't think far east is going to work for them. I think they have to go around 3 and up north a little bit if they want to be effective.
Between you and 3?
I think if the rest of Russia hits really hard, which sounds like it's what's happening right now, they might have a chance to sneak around to the
Yeah,
east.
looks like, wow, Krusty went down. Krusty
Bravo,
Russian
Bravo,
SO1
Angel
went down.
Hey, one, how you doing?
Well, he was on top of the hill. He was like, like radio towers and the things on top of radio towers that like blink. That was what he was all about right there.
Oh yeah,
He was not hiding
Cool
himself
skylining.
at all.
Yeah, that's the thing is like if you want to hide yourself, you got to put your back against something, whether if it's like a tree or something like that.
Meanwhile, the BTR engaging some of Dorf's squad, and they're pulled back from the hill.
Sandbags. 0, 0.
And
This BTR is in a great location.
Chanka spots sandbags,
Do you see him here?
and there's an SL behind that sandbags.
Okay, copy.
The BTR not able to see because of the foliage in the way.
Brendan over on YouTube asking when will silencers be embedded into Squad Ops non-event servers. That is actually not possible. The only thing that'll be possible in modding V2 is custom layers. We can't do anything to the maps or anything like that, but we can sure as heck make our own layers. We got Militia Squad 2, who is this inside this techie. We got Jack and Storm inside a techie. I think they're just there to scout and maybe get a flank on this BTR. They definitely were watching over that western road that's heading northbound. But it looks like now they're trying to climb up a hill and not. Yeah, they're scouting. That is definitely what these guys are doing.
I wonder if they want a higher angle on, or like a higher angle behind the Russian element that's pushing the hill.
I mean, they're what, like a click away from the Russian element? They're not nearly close enough. But I think these guys are going to be out of play until they hop into the techie and run a lot closer.
BTR is now maneuver itself to the side of a hill here. Oh, it's going down the hill. They're trying to find a good position to get some.
This is very skylined. I gotta pull back. My scope can't get.
No, he doesn't have enough elevation on his on the position he's in right now.
Yeah, this infantry, I think Russia's main problem right now is they have about 2 squads stuck on the other side of the road, and they have to move them across eventually, but it's so dang hard. Especially with, Squad 4 up here on the militia side, they're set up on the far north, so if 3 does start to push up against 1, and they push them off the hill, 4 can suppress 1's retreat, which is a really, really smart move. I like that.
We're actually really close to. We're actually really close to contact here. Payne's squad is 150 meters away from contact, and I guarantee you, He sees Sandbag and an SL running around. Oh, yeah. We're going to have some contact here. And I think Dwarf just saw him, too. No, Dwarf doesn't see him. But Payne has eyes on Dwarf and his main defense element.
I'm taking BTR fire.
Alright, just get yourselves in cover.
And here we go. Shots coming out.
We're taking small arms.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them. It's coming up on the main hilltop here at Squad 1's location. It's from Londart's main squad, but I think the biggest problem right now for the Russians is Squad 3, Dwarf Squad. Just the position they have overwatching them is really, really good, except for the fact that, I mean, it doesn't look like they had any trades so far. I think he might even went down. Let me see. No, he's still up. But if they can bait Russia into this valley, that's gonna be game over for them. That's really what they gotta do right now. It's this valley right here. It's pincering in between 3 and 1. If they bait him in there, that's end game.
Roger. I just saw someone northeast as well. To the beach house northwest. Hero, if you can send one south.
Payne's squad keeping as much control of the hill they have right here in front of them. There's smoke.
I am getting shot.
I think someone went down over there.
If you can't hold that hill anymore, just stand up the hill.
Russia's up by quite a bit right now. It's 7 kills now for the Russians and only 1 for the militia.
So I need to fall back.
So I guess those holographic sites are working for for the Russians right now.
Those sites are sick.
I want to fall back
They really are. They're
the
my favorite
best
site in squad.
It's probably one of the best things that got added in the V12 update. I gotta say.
Without a doubt,
Is your
hands
East
down.
fire team good, or is it just your
I
West?
have 3 guys. I got 5 guys total.
And the Russian element here, Dwarf Squad, has fallen back.
Militia
probably
Squad
because
3.
they're getting destroyed.
Yeah, I mean they've lost so many men just from little tiny peaks with those holographic sites.
Potentially.
Looks like they're sending a Russian element to push Squad 1's main hill. I don't know whose squad this is. Looks like it's Squad 1. Russian Squad 1's about to push Militia Squad 1. They're crawling up the hill very slow. Not that good at spacing. They're really tight together.
Spread out north and south. Let's try to sweep this hill.
Yeah, they got up that hill. This is where Krusty died. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
we're pretty close to
it.
it.
Right up the hill line. Right where, I'm looking right now. Right where it's skylines, that's where Krusty died. So, I mean, they're getting really, really close to the militia now. And the militia just don't have any forward scout opportunities. I think just because of the BTR and Londart squad.
The way that these guys are approaching, too, I mean, they're basically going to... The firefight's going to occur within like 20, 30 meters because of the way that this hill is up here. Once they skyline this next hill, although it looks like they're going around it, which is probably good.
Yeah, because then Londart and the BTR can assist them. Ooh, I like this move by Russia here. Even though I kind of said that it wasn't the best idea, Squad 2 Londart squad is going from the east side up the eastern hill. Which is a nice thing because they're moving away from where they originally were having contact. But again, they're going to get into this valley fight. They're not crossing the road.
There's plenty of AR positions from militia that are going to be looking at this upper shelf here, and I think that's where this first Russia squad is going to come through. Oh no, they're going up the hill. And they've got 2 or 3 people looking at the top of the hill. Private Mango is the furthest one up here. He's getting his rest. Looks like the rest of his fire team's coming through. I don't think they have a squad lead with them.
They're about a skyline.
Yep, they're going to crest here. They might get a couple of shots. They might get an RPG now open. And there's definitely in the open now. I wonder if he scans over here, will he see far enough away? I think he did.
He's getting he's getting Nancy. There's a lot of
RPG.
Russians just running out in the open.
Oh no, there's a lot of movement now.
Yeah.
I think this militia element has turned too, and here we
There
go.
we go. Mingo goes down. Mingo
Mingo
is
was
looking
asking
over
for
to
it.
the east.
Oh, a
and
grenade
these
comes
guys
out.
is north. Yeah. Nade
Well, that
by,
could be good.
Lemons.
A little short.
I think caught one though. RPG.
Frag
by
rocket hits
militia.
a tree. Bandage is coming out. An AR gunner is down over here from militia.
Militia needs these trades right now. In this scenario, they need these trades to help balance out these scenarios. Another
Second-
frag on RPG.
That one got a little bit closer. I wonder if someone's going to run away. Ooh.
Oof. RPG shoots an RPG. Gets one. And, oh, I think the 30 mil shooting on them. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
30
think
mil
that's
sky
friendly
crack
fire.
coax. Beautiful. Beautiful job by the coax there.
Oh wait, that's the militia 30 mil. Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
So,
Wow.
that's a really good location for the 30 mil. It shows the right position. Look at our kills real fast. You're at 9 for the Russians and 2 for the militia. So we are... The Russians still have the advantage in this scenario.
The Russians are pushing here. Squad 2 for Russia all the way on the east flank. They are in the shadow of the hill. They're in this ravine right next to the eastern road here, and nobody looking this way. They're not gonna be detected until they get up the hill.
Well, I mean, 3 and 4 are pushing up the mid right now. 3 and 4 Russia side.
Oh,
And,
the
I mean, they're
BTR is
about to
coming
be
over
right
here.
on the hilltop with them. Oh, that BTR is going to give them away then.
Yeah, well,
That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
you know, it was a great plan until you brought the BTR. It's
This
so loud.
vehicle with the diesel engine just... I mean, come
It's
on.
just like it's telegraphing.
Bag of
I
Joe
have
gets
a
shot
squad
at.
in security.
So yeah, the militia set up a nice little fire base there. I believe that's just squad 5. It's command squad with some extra pubbies thrown in there from squad 2. So they'll be able to hold down these Russians that are pushing them. But I don't know for how long.
I think the BTR here wants to pop a sandbag line. There's militia all along the skyline here. If he just looks real hard, I'm sure he can. I'm sure he can spot one.
The BTR does get a reduced zoom in the mod, so it's not as much as it is in real game, but it is still pretty good. You can see 3 and 4 having this great cover fire right now by Russia Squad 1 on top of the hill, and they've pushed back Militia Squad. It's just they're waiting a little bit, I think, until 3 and 4 make some headway for that squad up on the main hill over to our west to actually push up. I think 4 should break off and go east a little bit, spread out their forces on a line.
Yep. They need to hit the militia's eastern hill head on.
Yep, and then from that point, Lon can go and push across the valley, which is that's gonna be the biggest difference.
What we walking into with 4, they taking rounds.
We've got the the technical here. He's I like this. Oh, he's moving south road. He's going to cross the river and potentially stumble across this mortar base here that Russia have constructed.
Mortars just went out 1 round. We'll see where this mortar lands.
Oh, there's mortars and builds.
Oh yeah, the technicals head straight for the mortar base, I believe.
Yeah,
just right below the or south of the main like fob they've set off.
No,
just got just a little bit, and they're gonna land right inside the
Oh, that's not
main
good.
problem right now.
it's just whatever they chose to take. So they can either just place 1 or they can place, you know.
Well, I guarantee you the mortar defense squad knows they're here.
3 times, or they can just place it
Yeah,
once.
that techie isn't quiet.
You might want to be careful with the techie.
Well, they just drove
Yep,
straight
Phoenix.
past it.
Phoenix is calling out there's an enemy vehicle
You
over
just
by
take all the
mortars.
sides
So
off of it and then dig it
yeah.
up.
All right. So the technical just passed the whole mortar base, dropped the scout off, and ragdolls him as he drives away. I guess he's going to set
now-
up a firing position.
Maybe I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh,
You
they're
know more
looking
than me.
north. I think they want to hit the BTR in the back.
I think that might be the goal. But I think pretty soon those mortars are going to be a bigger factor.
Jack is going to run north here. I think he's going to go across the river and try to stalk that BTR. And Storm's going to go with him, so they're ditching the Dishka techie here.
Well, at least the Russians at the mortar base won't be able to track him down as easily.
They really did try. I mean, I guess if the mortar went off, they would have been like, "Oh shit, we have to stop now." But nope.
No.
I wonder if the mortar. I wonder if the mortar squad spotter is going to have eyes on these guys. I'm not sure who it is. Oh no, Phoenix has eyes on. Phoenix has called them out, crossing south and north along the bridge. So they're going to come up behind Squad 2, but eventually it won't be a real surprise for them.
Let's go over a map real fast as Russia kind of spread out a little bit more here. We got Squad 1 up on the far west, 3 and 4 on the south, and then 2 on the opposite valley to the far east. Looks like Militia Squad 1 retreated back north to a safer location.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And that little bit of silliness going down on the south right now with the VIX.
Yeah, the BTR is rolled up on the bridge, and the scouts are just on the other side of this hill here to the east of the northern bridgehead. And they're just looking at it like, oh crap, we have no AT.
More mortars go out. It actually lands directly on some militiamen. I don't know who that poor soul was, but he is annihilated. It landed directly on his body.
Echo 4574.
More mortars going out. That might be going out in the same location. We'll find out.
Jack is just looking at this BTR like, what do I do now? I found what I was looking for. The BTR turns the engines off.
Ah, fantastic. All right, mortars landing direct location, directly the same location, but must have already moved out that area, I should say. Militia using their great spread right now to kind of just help keep them off a little bit. I would like to see this northern element from militia side push down south, which they are. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, that's exactly what they should be doing right now. Pushing the highest hill point, come up from, I would say their flank side, come up from the west side of the hill around the Russians where they're not looking. They can definitely get a few of them that way.
Meanwhile, the BTR heard heavy machine gun fire and has decided to abandon the bridge. And it's going to go back up with Russia Squad 2 here and try to get up on top of this hill.
So Jack got a lucky break, is what you're saying.
Yes. Although if I were Jack right now, I'd be mining that bridge.
Echo 459B.
There's a lot of sandbags in down there. It's just on the other side of the hill.
Only a couple of Russia went down from a little bit of contact here. We're now at 12 and 6 for the 12 for the Russians and 6 for the militia. So it's, I mean, it's still anyone's game. It's not decided yet. Militia are on the defense. They haven't really used their scout car that much. It's really, you gotta wait till the Russians are gonna start peeking that scout car.
Copy that. There was reports of contact to our far south.
I imagine they want to try to like get on top of it. I bet you they know where it is, and they want to try to get on the hill. I think where Militia Squad 3 is.
We got Yushki and Hamdog here, about to peak Liberal Pundit. Hamdog going a little bit a safer route, but I think Yushki is going to see Liberal if he peeks over this hill line. He might be waiting for his battle buddy. Always a good thing. Wait for your battle buddies. But you can see militia, they moved back on top of this hill. They're going for another operation to try to push Russia off. I mean, they're running up really close to these men. Oh, wow. One goes down. DOS goes down to RPG, or to Kleje, actually.
And the militia have now snuck past Jay Kearns Jones. Well, that's a name. And they're behind the mortar base now. And they're also behind the defensive screen for the mortars. Storm here is about ready to stumble upon Phoenix here.
If that scout can get a mine down or an IED down on the radio, that's it for their mortars. Militia now pushing that hill again. This is where Hamdog and Yuzaki have to make a play. They're on their flank. They're in a battle buddy scenario, and they got to use that distraction that their main squad is using or doing right now to push up behind these Russians. Liberal Pundit, Liberal Pundit is looking directly at him. Yeah, there we go.
Storm is getting real close. He's behind Theory now.
Liberal Pundit nails Hamdog. Hamdog goes down, so now it's just the Yuzaki. Nade goes down. It goes way down south.
Within 10 meters, he's just running behind him, walking behind him. Gun is out now. Storm is about ready to stumble upon Phoenix here, and Phoenix is in that crouch position because he's on the mortar. And once Storm pokes his head over the hill here, he's going to go down. And no one on his protection team is looking around to help him.
Russian Squad 2 is finally pushed across
Theory might have
this
heard him.
road.
Phoenix gets shot by Jack.
There's a mine around this area. I don't know if the BTR will hit it, though. It's kind of an odd location. I'm surprised no Russians saw this by running over it. I mean, they ran right past where
Lovers on
this
the
mine
mortar.
was.
Storm has commandeered the Russian mortar, but the Russians that are guarding it know what's going on, and command comms have been swapped, and now Joseph Little is in charge of retaking the mortar.
That's quite fantastic there.
Jack's got a nice position here away from the mortar. He doesn't have eyes on the people that are about to stumble onto Storm here, but Storm has plenty of time to line up some shots. He might be able to see Theory when Theory creeps a little bit more closer. They definitely know he's on the mortar. Yep, here we go.
Just mortar that, Jack.
Theory's definitely got eyes on. And there goes Storm.
Storm's out. Just hide there, Jack, and then when they get on the tube, take him out again.
So Jack's under the truck now. He's trying to figure out what's going on. And vehicle stealing is off, so I don't know why he got in the truck there. Jack taking some shots at Theory. I think he pinged him.
Maybe you saw the Ural and thought, I mean, technically I have the Ural in the malicious side. Russians are looking south, like a three-man buddy team, or just a three-man team. I think this is Dorf's squad broken up here, but there is also Russians on the same hill line with them that they have not spotted yet. I think the militia have eyes on them, and they're just waiting for them to peek so they can just light them up.
Are they on the peak of that hill?
On top of the hill.
Theory runs away.
Yeah. Oh, Londarts goes down due to an FTL vindication with the M110 with the reduced zoom optic. Takes out SL2 Londart.
And Jack goes down, running away. Jay Carranza Jones able to get the shot on him.
Russia now looking all over this.
Russia now have control over their mortar again, but they don't know. I think they're still expecting contact. Get a little reset of what's going on here as far as movements. Russia's remainder squad 1 still fighting over the hill with the SL4 there for militia.
They're making
And
good trades over there.
no, they're still fighting over the same hill. Although SL4 goes down for militia.
Okay.
And now it gets transferred over to the Eastern Defense. However, Russia Squad 2 up and over the hill, 2 distinct fire bases here, and the remainders of Squads 3 and 4 for Russia are going to consolidate and stumble upon Squad 3 here in a second.
Yeah, there's a couple of militiamen looking over Russian Squad 3 and 4. RPG goes out by Kripik. I think it's going to get anyone. Yeah, just barely hit the rock right in front of him.
Okay, I thought Dorf was injured. The guy next to him is healing him. Overkill.
RPGs are not annihilating these people. They've got him very lucky now. There you go. Cryptic gets him. Now Cryptic's down. Another RPG goes out.
I see
Oh, just barely misses Husey. Command.
Yeah, that was Dorf.
We all up? Nope, we lost one.
Watch out, I tagged one to our direct southwest.
Is Dorf and Sebicola. They're looking west, but this Russian element is underneath the hill to their south. Sebi's taking shots at, I wonder what.
This Dishka, just looking over the hill, doesn't have too many good eyes except for the southern position. 30 mil might be able to see a couple men if they peek over this hill eventually. But it's not going to be many. I don't know. This can play out 2 different ways right now. Let's look at our kills real fast. We're at 21 for the Russians and 17 for the militia. So militia have played a lot of catch up, but they got to follow through now. And
Payne
they're
within
making
10
good
meters.
trades.
Payne within 10 meters of Dorf, now leading his element. It looks like they're going to swing a little bit more. No, they're going to come up behind Payne. So Dorf versus Payne plus half a squad, maybe. Dorf falls back. His other light gunner, Sebicola.
I got guys maneuvering to my south.
Oh, BTR come up behind them. I don't know what's lighting up here.
BTR's north. BTR's north.
It's lighting up 2 militiamen. I don't know who they got. I think Zardingo is one of them. Zardinio.
Grenade hits Sebicola. He has to bandage.
It has to be directly over that hill.
Russia very slowly gearing up for a push up this hill. And it looks like Command is going to lead the way here now. Husey is on the front line.
Okay, have a Jaeger and Keys stay on that hill you're holding, okay?
This 30 mil's not going to have good eyes on the BTR when it peeks them.
Watch the east.
It'll have to shoot through its transport and hope that its carcass doesn't block any of its rounds.
And that's Lima being taken down Dorf there from the side. Wasn't even aware. Sebicola now up on this hill. Heard a bunch of shots. I wonder what he's gonna who he can take out here. Nope. Lima Bean gets Sebicola. And Squad 3 and Command are now starting to push up from the south to get a little perpendicular attack here on the militia objective.
I mean, where 3 and 4 are pushing from, or 4 in Command, that's exactly where the scout car wants them to be. And if they're looking the right way, that's going to be it for them. What's interesting, this northern militia element, they're in a good position. They don't really want to lose this, the plateau they're on. At the same time, it's a little risky. They got to really play this smart, and they got to hold their angles very well. But they're getting distracted by this BTR, and that's going to be the death of them. They can't have, men that are not AT capable looking at the BTR. They want just the lat looking that way.
One incoming.
One mortar goes out. We'll see where it lands here.
This is a crafty location for where the BRDM is in the extra technical.
Mortar lands right on the location that I said would be great for the militia. So we'll see if they move off of that. It might force them down into the BTR or into more infantry. And it looks like, I don't know who this is. Polish is running right into Ricochet, but I think Polish saw him.
Subtract 5.
Subtract 5.
Maybe not.
That's
I don't
a
know. I
rock
think
between
they're
them.
both. They both don't want to peek each other.
Ricochet's out here by himself. Nah, he sees
Yeah.
this. Oh, he saw it now. Come on.
But Polish also saw him as well. So I mean, either one of them don't really want to peek.
Now will be the time to throw a frag, Ricochet, because Polish didn't have any. He's a lat.
Yeah, I mean, he could rebound a frag round off of the tree. But the mortar is just right below them. Yeah, the RPG lat not getting any grenades. It just gets a couple different frag rounds.
6-3 incoming.
It gets 3 frag rounds.
As the RPG-7 kit has the frag rounds. I wonder if the RPG-29 has the actual frag grenades as a secondary.
I think the RPG-27 has it.
27 is what it is.
I
Mortar's
don't know.
getting
I think it
closer.
is. BDRM sees the 30. It fires. It's hitting the transport. The transport is beating its armor right now.
Lost the truck.
Yeah.
The Dishka's opening up onto the BTR now.
Yeah, I gotta move.
Yeah.
BTR is smoking. Oh, I think that 30 mil might be able to get angle on it.
2 incoming.
Oh god.
Oh shit, that was bad. That was really
Oh, the
bad.
Dishka gunner goes down, so now it's just the 30 mil. Come on, 30 mil. You're looking right at him.
Can you put it on command con that we found the positive ID?
Oh, mortar's coming in.
Yeah, it almost lands directly on the 30 mil. Yep. The commander or command chat calling out for a repeat on those mortars. They're trying to kill the BDRM with it.
I think they might be a little bit off.
Yeah. I mean, the spread might get it though.
It toasted the front Dishka.
That's definitely for sure. Infantry are running right on top of it though.
It busts the other Logitech, so splash damage is happening, and that's about 20 meters of damage there. I wonder if it was already hit. It may have been.
I don't think the scout car is on fire. Like if you scroll into the name tag option, it doesn't show anything, but there is no one in the driver's seat, so that could be it.
Yeah,
More mortars go out.
per the rules, they can't be manned to drive. The mortars are now reattacking the main
Central fob location for the militia, yeah.
the main fortified area.
And militia gave up their plateau position and retreated to where the mortars were landing. So they're now surrounded completely. There's not really any militia left up on the hill. I don't think there's anyone. Yeah, I know. There's only 2 Russians left on the original first contact hill with Squad 1. But for the most part, it's just the guys in the central area now for militia being surrounded by the Russians. Look at our kill count. We're at 30 for the Russians and 19 for the militia. So Russia just ran away with this all of a sudden.
It looks like more mortars coming out. I think Russia are getting to the end of their mortar supply.
For sure.
So close.
If I was Storm with that IED, I would have found the radio, put a IED on the radio, and blown it up. So they would just deny him mortars. Like, yeah, it would be cool and funny if you use the enemy's mortars, but like, let's be serious about it. Like, you want to prevent them from using the mortars. You don't want to use the mortars against them. It's too complicated that way. It's better to just neutralize it.
Look at where the BRDM is. There's smoke from the Logitech on fire. It's covering up its southeast. It can't see through that.
Yeah, no way.
So now it really is only really capable of maybe returning fire up on the hill.
Again, with the 14.5 tracers, you might be able to track where the BTR is coming from, but it's still it's going to be hard. It's going to be
The
really hard.
BTR is going to have to like get up a hill, roll over the top of it, and then coast. Oh, it's hitting the turret!
Oh.
It goes!
Hey, oh, there it goes! Oh no!
What a snipe!
That's quite fantastic. Really, that's a great
That's
angle that he got on it.
amazing. It's like a 250 meter shot there by the BTR. Just pinging the turret.
Where are we going now?
So now there's just 2 infantry members left where that scout car originally was. And the rest of the militia are on the main fob location. They're almost dialing these mortars in. They're just a touch off. You need to push them, I would say, about 50 to 100 meters north.
Keys and Vindication were just hanging around where the vehicle was, or yeah, where the BRDM was. The BTR is just throwing shots over there. I think it just wants to make sure it gets all the vehicles that are stacked over there.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a great example of, yeah, you can use those vehicles as spaced armor, but at the same time, you can't see over them, and that's exactly what happened. Especially when they get destroyed, that smoke is going to block your vision, and it's like you lost that entire side.
Yeah, what's funny is the BTR wasn't even southeast; it was northwest.
Incoming one.
Yep.
It was northwest,
yeah, exactly.
completely visible the whole entire time. And the BRDM crew just weren't able to see through the destroyed lodging in front of them, or
well,
I wonder
think
what the deal
initially,
was.
like the railing on the lodgy was blocking their shot. I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, too close.
Ah, these mortars, they just need to go out a little bit.
How's that?
Bring it west about 10.
Said bring it west about 10, but they need to go north about 50. And they'll be spot on with this.
10 meters.
Copy.
BTR now going down the hill.
Awesome AR fire from JDR. I think next E-Fank here. I'm not sure though. He might be hit already. Yeah, this is just a matter of how long is it going to take for the Russians to kill all the militia when they peak.
Russia's going to have to reconsolidate here, or I guess cross their fingers and roll the BTR straight up the hill.
I mean, they're up by 10 kills, though. That's the thing. I mean, they have so many more kills than the militia. So they can use that to their advantage. They just got to take the initiative.
Yeah, well, I mean,
a
they
lot of
have to.
opportunities right now.
Yeah, if they approach from multiple sides, that's one way to extend the advantage there. But I was doing some derp history, and I heard some United States generals say you typically want 3-to-1 when you're making an attack.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The numbers they have, they just got to consolidate and push from somewhere or have a plan. Oh, the BTR is now engaging the fortification base. Gets one?
Oh, yeah.
Adjust 20 east. You have your north and south.
I don't know who's 3. Squad Payne is saying that he needs to adjust them east. So he's kind of looking at them from an odd angle over here. We're looking directly at Payne right now. So we'll see if these mortars can make any noticeable difference here. I mean, they're so close. They need to move them a couple meters north.
Has anyone actually seen infantry contacts?
Yeah. Infantry contacts in the bunkers. I'm calling mortars in.
There we go. Now the mortars are great. Oh, that's beautiful. It gets one.
South 10.
Yep.
I saw that from where the BTR was.
South 10 meters and gonna land right in the central part. Usually when I'm doing mortars, I like to call out like corrections in meters, just because it tells them, it allows the mortar crew to adapt to it a little bit more. You know, using that descriptive features of like, oh, I want you to hit like this side of the compound instead of saying reduce it by like 10 mils or something like that, which can get a little complicated. There we go. Now these mortars are dialed in. Oh, just need to go
Nope.
touch to the west? Yeah, the west. Oh, they're so close. They're just so close.
Right outside the sandbag wall there.
Yeah, it destroyed most of the sandbag wall, that's for sure. So we got 3 militia here in the central compound getting mortared. And then now there's 2 other militia who are dead by, or stuck over by the dead scout car. Mortars go out. It's still right in the exact same location. They gotta bring them west.
I think I forced one to bandage. I think that guy's out of bandages. No, he's not. He ran into the indirect fire shelter. Which you gotta guess at this point. They're at the end. They are in the indirect fire shelter at this point.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be stuck.
Fulcrum in charge of the Russia 2 squad now. The rest of that element is moving up to where the BRDM was. And Keys and Vindication are in the back of this shed, just sitting there.
Scout car, or sorry, BTR now suppressing that militia mortar bunker location.
Yeah, lots of Russian movement now. Husey leading the remainder of third element, or I guess the third element, because Payne's still there. They're moving around the BTR. They're moving around where the BTR was. The BTR is nearby.
These militia, they must be shaking in their boots right now. I wish I could hear their local comms. They hear BTR right outside their wall. They hear all this AK fire going around them. You see all their men dying. And they must
someone
be
on the hill.
super scared.
Someone on the hill. One of the militia on the hill pinged someone in Fulcrum's squad.
Wow, that's quite impressive. That must have been a hard peak right there.
210, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Payne and Mr. Husey getting right on top of these militia right now.
They're in this shed. Uh-oh. They are not. I wonder if they checked this.
No.
Cyborg clone. No,
he's worried
checking.
about it though.
He's going through.
Ooh,
Nope.
headshot. Wow. Well, alrighty. The M110. Very first shot nails Cyborg. Now they're just shooting through the wall. Yep.
They're stuck in there. Well, no, Vindication
They're trying to
gets
run
out. Vindication gets out.
They see him. They're trying to wall bang him right through the fence.
Yep.
Oh,
there
he
goes
gets him.
Vindication. Now it's just Keys. Oh, Payne is on the other side of there. If the bullet penetrates and hits him, that's bad news potentially. I think Keys is trying. Nope. Powers.
Oh, there you go. Payne wall bangs him. Oh, that's great. That's really fantastic right there.
Look at that angle that Payne had to have had. Was probably something like down here.
Shot him right through both of them right through the wooden fence and walls.
There's little the slats on the side of the building are not perfect, and they've been damaged, and that's the way that Payne was able to see them, because the dark color of militia uniform against the lighter color of this wood, pretty solid giveaway.
Yeah.
Militia now throwing grenades down the hill, because what else can they do?
I mean, they can hope and pray, but not much else now. Looking at our kills, we're at 35 for the Russians and 22 for the militia. Pretty decided victory now at this point.
Oh, there's an IED, or is this a mine? There is something over here.
It might be a mine.
It is a mine!
Oh,
Right next to the
hope
BTR.
BTR. Come on, BTR, just pull forward a little bit more.
And you know what? Oh, no. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. The BTR could totally back into that. It's going to go up the hill on the road. That's a sick spot for that mine, though.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, that's a great position.
If it was just on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
They may not. But something tells me if this BTR wants to go up the hill, he might approach from this angle.
Yes, that's pretty true. Except drivers tend not to want to reverse, so...
I think he will reverse. I guess he'll reverse back, and he'll just go straight across the road. But he may miss this altogether. It's a good potential. This has potential. This has a lot of potential.
Run him over. Where's this road go?
Just in case you've never seen what the cap of a mine looks like before. There it is.
Rest in peace. Blue man. Oh, hello.
Now they're shooting the BTR, because why not?
Move in position.
I think the Russians think there's a lot more militia inside that bunker than what there really is. I mean, you can see straight through it now.
I'm not seeing it.
Having my shots in.
That's Clay J from range on the opposite hill. Oh, now they're throwing smokes to try to cover. I wonder if they're going to move off this position. I think they're going to move west here. Yep.
Oh yeah, huh? Only one man. Oh, AR sees the SL run out. I think you just barely nick him though. Oh, looks like the lat went down as well. So it's just 2 militia now.
Yeah, he has the bandage. This is Evan. This is platoon command for militia and Captain S-117. They are leading the Exodus.
What's our move here?
I think they want to try to entice the BTR to move across that mine.
I think
Or
they're
they just want a
directly
different
into the
angle.
mine. They have good rear security. That's the thing. They had people watching the rear like Ricochet, so he'd be able to spot them.
They've been paranoid that they've had enemies behind them for the past 20 minutes now. So Evan gonna take some shots
AK,
here.
yeah. Or M4.
May have nicked Payne there, but Payne gets out of there. Back to the binos. Well, his position's being covered, and he goes down. What a shot!
I'm telling you, man. Those what's it called? The Russian holographic sights. They're so good. I love them so much. The Cobra sights.
Yes.
I really after seeing them in the game. Now I really want a holographic sight. I don't know.
Ricochet YOLOs.
I think
he's moving
Natives
straight
went
on that
out.
position.
Maybe? No. Looks like the animation went out for it.
Ricochet just runs across the road, ditches the rest of his element here, and I believe
BTR's joining him.
BTR missing the mine, hits a tree because driving. I bet you he sees him. He's scanning this direction.
He's in a good position to
crosses.
back it. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, he's gonna run out of the open. You, sir,
wow.
are stuck. Oh, don't crawl out. Oh, and he goes down.
There he is.
You
That's
know,
yeah. That's one way to end a round right there.
it's not pretty, but that's how it ends sometimes, especially when you're the helpless, rifleman left in your platoon.
Yeah. All right. So our final kill count was 38 for the Russians and 23 for the militia.
Full send.
It's a great effort by militia there. We're gonna swap sides, and we'll be back after a short break for round 2, Operation Fallen Tree, here on Squad Ops.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. during this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha, up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The Automatic Rifleman. The Automatic Rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the Automatic Rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The Light Anti-Tank Gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for squad ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within squad.
Welcome back. We're back with more Squad Ops One Life events. We've got round 2 of Operation Follow Tree for you right now. I'm Bcarr. Joining me is XF.
Howdy, y'all.
And we've got Shadowed Ritual still behind the multicam production table desk thing. And I think we're scheduled to be about 10 minutes away, maybe 8 minutes away from live here. Between the rounds. Round 1 teams now swap sides. So everyone that was on Russia is now on Militia, and everyone that's on Militia is now on Russia, which means we've got Evan in command with, as soon as my Discord load, Jack, Dorf, Krusty, and HML. And Mr. Husey will be commanding Militia this round with Lawn Darts, Pain 12B, Phoenix, and Hero. Round 1's results was I've seen Militia do better, but I gotta say I like Militia's plan. The whole idea of where their position was, it just it never came to be. They never had the numbers at the end of the round to really execute that sort of concave like rappel that I'm sure Evan had in mind for that defense.
Yeah, I think what happened there is just the initial trades with Russia really set the Militia back, and they weren't able to ever push off again. They were kind of stuck in a rut from that point.
Russia had spent quite a bit of time spinning their wheels trying to figure out what they wanted to do. For a long time. Matter of fact, they lost their mortar base for one thing, for a second anyway, and then they took it back. But the BTR went from one side of the battlefield to the other, to the other, to the other, and then they finally decided to commit it in the north. And also, Militia never really used their
30 mil, like it just
it's
almost non-existent.
They can't really deploy the 30 mil, but they never really used their Dishkas to hunt down anything. The mines were not really an issue because the way that the places where they put them were not effective for the BTR, and the BTR was running off the road as much as it could anyway. This will be interesting though for round 2.
For sure.
Just the placement of Militia. But before we do that, let's get a little reminder of what's going on.
Yeah, so we're going to bring up the map that you guys get to look at, which, if you guys look at it, you have a bunch of green circles. Militia, they get to bring that 30 mil scout car that we were talking about earlier to any one of those green locations, and that is now their area they have to secure and hold from the from the Russians who will be pushing them. So all the militia start in whatever green circle they chose, and Russia gets to push them from their main. Really simple, but some cool features like a 30 mil scout car, which is, I mean, same gun as the 30 mil, no HE rounds though, except less armor. So it's a nice little balance there, I think.
Yeah, it's if it were to be moving around, it's definitely that that anti-armor destroyer role personified.
Yeah, for sure. I think the militia engineers need to work through. I believe what it says in the doc is make stronger axles, so maybe they need better resources or something. But kind of hard being militia.
Well, supposedly they just threw that turret on top of a scout car they had laying around. So,
I mean, that's how it works in the
you
mod.
got to account for that weight, man.
You select what turret you want, and boom.
As far as assets that militia will have to defend their BRDM rather, their hybrid monster car, their infantry squads will have 2 ARs, 1 lat, and 1 medic. They get 2 scouts for the platoon. They have a couple of vehicles to roll around in, like Dishkatekis. They got 2 of those, 2 Logitekis and a Logi truck. And those are all going to be basically carrying supplies for their fortifications centered around the BRDM, which cannot be driven, but it can be gunned, or it can be manned, rather, the turret, obviously. The Russian team with the attacking team here in blue, 2 ARs, 1 lat, 1 medic for their squads. The platoon gets some additional resources, 2 MGs, which are, up armored, or basically up powered ARs, 2 engineers. They have landmines, 2 breachers. They have a timed satchel charge, a 20-second fixed time fuse. You place it, 20 seconds later, things go boom. They also get a mortar fob. They get a mortar fob too, which is something that is becoming more sort of prevalent in certain operations where a large area, sort of an attacking team, kind of gets an extra bonus to attack. It's kind of a cool change. I like the way it's typically been used. In this operation, it's sort of as a fire support, clearing the way sort of spiel. But the mortar, they get to move wherever they want to on the map and deploy wherever they want to on the map. They can actually move this. They have to get the resources out of the fob and then put them into, or back into the Logi truck. And there's limitations on how they can use that Logi truck, as in they can't use it to move troops to an attack. Kind of sort of has to stay near the rear of the formation. But it allows them to reposition the mortar if they need to move it for, say, a position that's out of range. However, here, based on where militia have set up, it's not see it being incredibly useful. We get a live time here, 2 minutes to go to live.
Yeah.
Let's look at militia's starting point here. They decided to take, I guess this is mine entrance or the storage zone.
Yeah, I think it's mine entrance.
Road here.
It's the correct way to, the correct terminology. For
Yeah, I was calling it storage because it's a huge warehouse. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah. So the BRDM is in here somewhere. Let's find where it is. They've sort of thrown all the, yep, it's sitting right. It's not being subtle at all. It's sitting right outside the red, double red doors here.
I can't wait to see the BTR pull up and just pop this thing on the side. It's going to be fantastic. It really is.
It's going to come up over the field. It's going to come up over that hill. It's dunzo.
Oh yeah, I think that is a really horrible position they could have chosen for the BDRM. Like that is, yeah, that's a thing.
Depends on where they're gonna be.
They have to defend this. Like, what are they thinking?
And they put it out like it's
they're not thinking. They're not thinking.
If I was them, I would put it right in this corner here, and they can watch. Basically, the main entrance. Like, here's the like, how do you call it? A garage, I guess you could say. Corridor that the main entrance is from, and then you have some nice areas where definitely infantry will come over and peek as the entrances are just right in these areas. That's where I would have placed the scout car.
And now look at how militia are spreading out here. 1 squad west, 1 squad inside the building, 1 squad in the courtyard, 1 squad south.
I'm supposed to not bring anything to the east. Like, east is usually really important. We got live.
Lil Bump is over here. What is he even doing? Is he a squad lead? He's looking down on the ground like he's not a squad lead. I don't know. I'm looking at him. I'm expecting him to have binoculars.
Hey Jack, would you like me to put my mind
We're moving out here. Some initial mobilization from Russia.
Yep.
3 squads north, 1 squad northwest.
My guy disconnected.
There we go. Now we got some militia. We got militia squad 1 going up to the northeast, taking over that hill that what was that? Squad 1s from both sides were fighting over before. It really is a good hill if you know how to work the shadows and, you know, not to just skyline yourself. You kind of want to stay a ring below it from the top.
Yep, and they're going to definitely be in some pretty rough contact here very soon. This is a fire team that's pushed out, or like a buddy team that's pushed out way far here.
Yes, he is.
Oh no, that's just me not loading all the indicators in for players. It's just spectator things, y'all.
What are you eating?
Yeah, you gotta flicker through your name tags all the time. That's what I really like about the One Life events, and it makes it so easy to commentate with, is I don't need to flicker through my name tags to refresh the outlines, because whenever someone respawns, I don't see the outlines. We got militia squad here. Who is this? Squad 4 getting online. They're watching the Russians run across the river. Come on, open up. This is the last little batch of them. Yeah, there we go. Couple shots go out. They're panicking. A fire team is stuck on the backside of the river now. Oh, an RPG goes out. Oh, just over. Oh, that would have been so good if it hit that tree. That RPG would have been a legend. Who's that? It was Lima being shot that RPG. Deadbeat is stuck on the wrong side of the hill.
X5 Polish trying to return some fire here. No, we got smokes in the riverbed.
That's not going to help. That river is way too big for them to push across.
They threw the smokes too far, too. They basically have to run in the smokes at that range to at least try to get some sort of cover. BTR is woken up, though.
Wakey,
The Logi's in front of
BTR
us.
time.
Dorf is just YOLOing this thing across the riverbed.
I guess they knew where context is, so they know there's not anyone over there. It'd be really hard for them to go all the way east like that if there wasn't, you know, or just based off their start location.
Yep, and
yeah,
Evan
calls it out.
Yep. Because Evan's smart.
Yes,
oh,
Evan
here we
went
go.
to school.
And that stranded fire team's now going across. Decided to run a little ways away from their smokes, but they're crossing now. Aethel, the last to cross. The militia AR off the mark. And everyone's north of the river now for Russia.
Did they take any casualties? No, they didn't. Oh, man, they are so lucky.
I bet you someone has a bandage from that rocket, though.
Oh, yeah. I think there was 2 people hit. I think Deadbeat and someone else got hit. But their medic will be able to patch them up real fast here. We got Hero with Squad 1. He's coming up to the north side. He's checking out the hill. He's trying to get eyes on some type of the Russian flank, which is, I mean, it's what he should be doing. He should be forward scouting with this.
And I guarantee he's going to have some eyes on because this Russia Squad 1, along with the command and the BTR, are now coming up. However, it's sort of a fake. Russia Squad is already on their side of the sort of hill.
Yeah, it really depends on how
They're running
Hero
straight towards
sets
Hero.
up his line of sight. If Hero sets it up so you can't see his south side, but he can see his direct east, he's going to see the Russians trying to flank him. I don't know. We'll see. This might be depending on timing here, like who's going to maneuver where and how fast.
Jack is leading Squad 2 here from the east. They're pushing west, sort of northwest, where the old area was. And Jack is leading his formation here. Maybe not the best thing. Hearing Krusty call contact, returning fire here. I think it's that original squad that was firing on the
let's see if it's mine.
on the
Krusty, just stay in
river.
the vehicle for now. Don't move the BTR. What's the bearing on that, Krusty?
Maybe not.
Roughly 306 on the BTR.
Oh, he's in the BTR.
Oh yeah, I see.
Top of the big hill.
His whole squad's in the BTR.
Grid location.
Who is this SL Russian SL2? Jack. He's showing that he's a smart boy today, and he's using his mind. He's flanking them just a little bit. He's not going on the 10-year flank, but he is coming directly into Hero, and I think Hero's pulling north to go and check that area to see if there's going to be Russians running through there, which he will.
They're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I think. Man, it really depends if Hero's able to pull back or not. Like if Hero dies right off the bat,
we're gonna see what happens here. Look at the spacing; it's so poor. I don't think Hero's looking far enough south. Yeah, he doesn't have eyes directly down the hill in front of him.
no, that's a really steep angle. I mean, these Russians are gonna walk on top of them.
I think they're gonna be able to hear him first.
But make sure you're watching.
I don't know.
No, sorry, I didn't.
Hamdog, Assault, and Chicago Ted getting real close to Hero now. Hamdog and Assault, the closest two.
They gotta see him.
They're pushing in this direction.
Oh, here's him. Come on, pull out your name. No, he's put his AK. Oh,
Hamdog shoots Hero.
And he gets the scout as well. Oh my gosh. Oh, he gets the Lord Jenka. Oh my gosh. Well, there goes that flank.
Oof. And Assault throws a grenade for good measure. On no one. Oh, a grenade.
Oh, wow. That's what I'm talking about. Gunplay right there.
Alpha, push the hill.
Oh, they called mortars out a little bit too soon here, apparently. I know, they call it mortars on top of the hill.
I'm scanning currently, no eyes on contact there.
Jack's check.
He does not want to get team killed right now.
I don't know why they didn't fucking shoot me.
Jack, yep.
These Russians are going to be walking right on top of HML, or sorry, of the militia. HML calling out that he sees the BDRM. Oh, the BDRM is on the outside, so they're going to be able to mortar it. Good call up by HML there. Almost exact where that BDRM is.
Oh, Captain S goes down. Maybe Lima Bean or Payne picked him off. The line battle sort of showed up here.
That's slow advance.
Militia were in a great position. Polish gets hit, and another one goes down. Vindication dead.
These mortars landing right next to the scout car. Yeah, I would say just keep on sending those mortars, and it's gonna hit that scout car.
Hold this mortar. Make sure they're not flanking us too on the island.
I don't think he's got any visibility on or sort of feedback on how those mortars were landing.
Yeah, I don't think he got him either.
More casualties over here with HML's squad. Getting repulsed pretty well by Payne 12 Bravo's squad. They're falling back actually.
Imon's a little bit up ahead. He's with SL3, who is Phoenix and Joseph Little. They're gonna walk right into these Russians.
Pull back if you have to. Pull back straight east. How close west are they?
Guys are saying about 100.
Oh, they're gonna peek this hill. They're gonna see 4 Russians.
Alright.
Oh, they're all in line with them too. Come on, peek him and get him. Oh no, Sony saw him first. Sony drops one. He drops Joseph Little. So now it's just Phoenix left. He goes out. Just too far. Jack might get popped here. Nady goes out on top of Jack. It might go too far. Jack gets Phoenix and Nade just too far. Wow. These are some great trades right now on the Russian side. Like, this is quite fantastic.
The militia squad, they have a fire team running away. Running away or moving towards? I think they're sort of changing their line. I think they're afraid they might get flanked by the south, but that doesn't make sense.
Imon's open up on SL Jack. He almost gets him. Yeah, Jack is heavily hit. He's orange. Nade goes out on him.
Alpha moves out.
Oh, just too short. He almost drops SL 1, I believe? No, SL 2 on the Russian side. Imon's in a pullback.
Orders go on Payne 12 Bravo's position. One barely hitting him. One member of his squad had to bandage, and they're falling back to the west.
Great enfilade fire here by Champagne, you think, except Sony's about to get him. Yeah, Sony gets one. He gets dropped by RPG. A little bit aggressive there with that peak. Ooh, I think this medic over here. Yeah, Liberal Pundit drops one. I think that was Hamdog.
Sonny and Storm down.
Here comes Splash.
We gotta watch our rear, dude.
Hold, just hold. We're gonna wait for Krusty.
Chris Jones over from YouTube says, "What's up from New Zealand?" Ah, it's quite a far away.
Straight south onto, I want you main hill, C425.
Over there in Kiwi land.
425, roger that.
Let's take a look at our kills real fast here. We got 5 for the Russians and 6 for the militia. So militia up just by 1. Still anyone's game right now.
Maybe he'll be able to push. We'll see.
Imon's playing extremely aggressive right now. And, I mean, he's doing a good job at it. He's pushing the Russians back. He drops Jack. Oh my gosh, Imon's just popping off right now.
Split the mortars, so dead center where you were.
Yeah, Jack 0800, not Jack the SL.
He's sort of running around there.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's getting a little bit of flank on him. Ooh, this might be devastating.
Put the BTR south.
He's going up the backside of the hill. I wonder if they know.
He's rock climbing right now. Look at those calves just really digging in. He goes right up behind Chicago. Oh, I was hoping he was gonna go for the knife.
Yeah, you know, do that.
Jack watching the backside now. He heard Imon's. He's looking for him. But Imon's pushing ahead. He's walking up on 2. Imon's drops both of them. And he pulls back. Imon's is hit. And Jack is getting pushed back by his friendlies. Yeah. Imon's being saved by his friendlies down on the bottom of the hill. Who is this? Private Mango saves Imons from Jack peeking him. And Imon's got 3 with that single push. Oh, that is fantastic right there.
That is so crazy.
Oh, wow, that is a beautiful job by Imons. How many kills does Imons have right now? Imons has 5 kills now. That's fantastic.
Imon's living life like you should.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Mortars on the old position where Payne was. Of course, Payne has vacated that position for about 5 minutes now. And
we got Militia Squad 3, who set up watching the north side. Very smart. They knew that there was Russians coming in from this angle. And sure enough, the Russians are walking right into their valley of death. It's just a matter of time of the Russians peeking over it.
Payne has actually fallen back again. So he's fallen back another 100 meters to the west. And he's sort of on line with 3, but there's a whole squad north. There's a whole Russian squad north of Militia 3 here. And they're pretty close to contact right now. This is the BTR dropped them off. And they're going to be, woo, this could be a spicy little flank here. And they have 1 or 2 people looking north here, but I wonder if they get seen.
Russian skyline here. Krusty, he has to have sights on this one AR. Who is this?
Gunnery
Cousin Cletus.
Sergeant Gunnery Sergeant Rabbit over there too. So we are airborne. Cousin Cletus is skylining.
Yeah.
Gunnery Sergeant Rabbit. They're no
everyone
longer
gets sets
looking
up.
north.
AR's lighting up now. Come on, Cletus, you got him. The amount of gunfire going off right now. Cousin Cletus goes down. More
Gunnery
AK
Sergeant
fire.
Rabbit. We are airborne, getting covered here. Zardino. Was shooting at him. Now it's sort of stopped. There's a little bit of lull.
Ooh, a medic goes down. Ricochet. Alright, so looks like mortar's going out on Militia Squad 3, even though they took out a whole bunch of them. Reduce them to only one fire team. Mortar's pretty good. Just a little more south. Oh, one nails one! Oh, that was a beautiful shot. It nails Revy. The straight mortar. Oh. Wow, that is... He was about to be on full retreat right there.
That was a smart instinct, but just a little bit late there.
Yeah. Alright, so we only got 2 militia actually up on this northern location.
Gunnery Sergeant Rabbit hiding behind a rock. He's just watching this entire Russian element move from his right to left.
Militia Squad 1, the one that was originally on the Eastern Hills, giving up their location, giving it to Jack. However, Jack has been reduced down to a measly 2 men, which is just Silent and himself. Pretty much the main Russian force is on that south side and the north in the current contact right now. Oh,
Sergeant Rabbit
BTR
gets
went
hit. Oh,
I don't know from where though.
when did that happen?
I don't know. I'm checking around. I'm not exactly sure where. Oh yeah, there it is. It's right on the top. I might have been hit by an RPG. Yeah, there was a militia standing right next to the BTR. Their victory trophy with a lat standing right near it, Lima Bean and Bag of Joe standing right next to a dead BTR, as it is their little victory trophy. So quite beautiful right there. Militia, they're still retreating back to the west. I would hold that valley. We're pushing now. I don't know. We'll see where these guys go.
Krusty's pushing across. They still haven't cleared. Krusty's dead. Gunnery Sergeant Rabbit just destroys him. And the rest of his squad is not really following behind him, but I don't think they really have a fix on where he is. Desmond is running up, but he stops. Nope, there we go. Finally.
Yeah, Jack called it out that he's walking top of infantry.
Gunnery Sergeant Rabbit goes down.
It's all the close infantry for Krusty's squad. Jack should be able to see these 2 men running down this hillside right now. But no. I don't know who actually is shooting at him right now. Oh, it's this guy right here, right in the storage bunker. Who's that? RPG. Very little sight relying on there. He nails Jack again. Jack is back to orange. He must get hit up by a medic. You got Silent over here covering him. But Jack is in a really precarious position. So you have a lull on the gunfire. Let's check our kills real fast. We have 12 for the Russians and 14 for the militia. So this is definitely a lot more even than beforehand, or the first round.
One's gonna attempt to clear the contact.
Aminaz getting a little ambitious again. He's going out on his flank. Let's see if it works out well for him this time.
Well, it looks like one is Russian Squad 1 that had just cleared the top of the hill. They're rolling towards the objective building, and way to the west here, Payne 12B has kept the squad back. I think he's going to reattack after this northern squad decides it wants to commit.
Hamanaz he's scanning for him.
Alright.
Oh, I think he sees him. Yep. He's settling in his gun sights, waiting for the shot, and he gets jacked. Very nice. Now it's just Silent up on the east, all by himself.
Remember HML, that contact west that killed that BTR.
I think Amanaz is looking for more.
Ooh, I like what Militia Squad 4 is doing. They're moving in on Russia Squad 1. This might be a very nasty little flank depending on what attack vector they choose. If they choose go directly up the hilltop, they'll meet Krusty head on. But if they come up the side and then kind of get on line and peer over, they will most definitely destroy Krusty.
Directly south.
I didn't think that. I thought Krusty's squad was, or Krusty, the remainder of Krusty's squad, which is now under command of Rogue Genesis.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to attack the objective, but I guess not. They're going to. Oh my! Oh, this is.
Yeah, that's a lot of militia getting online with them. Oh,
Dr. Compton's the closest one here, and they have no idea. They have no idea.
Morgan could see the militia right now. Morgan's their last little bit of hope from the spot this entire flank, and I think he sees him.
Nope, not yet. He's still moving slow.
Oh wow! He
almost saw Lima Beam.
Yeah, he just barely missed them as now they're charging up the hill.
Oh my god, this is sick. Morgan.
He goes down. Oh yes, this is beautiful. Russia
Wow,
now
didn't
snaps
even
to
do
their
anything.
angle.
Grenades coming out.
Oh, multiple nades. One nade gets one. I think it also damages two. Yeah, it does.
Oh my gosh.
Bag of Joe or Lemon Bean gets another. And
Deriva
another
goes
one.
down. That's powdered toast, man. Rogue
Lima
gets
Bean goes- or Bag of
Lima
Joe.
Bean. Yeah, that was Bag of Joe. Rogue gets Lima or Bag of Joe. Lima Bean crawling up here.
Sneaky breaky. Oh, Compton almost gets him. Lima Bean just barely hits the deck.
Two more militia. 3, 4, 5 more militia behind
Here
them.
they come. Yep, and they are
Oh,
all
it's a
dead.
killing
They're
field.
all dead. Oh, no,
Rogue
there's one
Genesis
left.
is still up.
Man, they all were just online. It's a solid push right there. And they killed, I think, 3 Russians all at the same time. Rogue snaps behind, gets one. Hard push by, who's this medic right here? Power. Beautiful, beautiful counter result right there. That brings our kill count to 15 for the Russians and 23 for the militia. Oh, that is a move that totally changed the tide of the battle. Like before, it was kind of close.
Man.
Militia's gonna win this one now.
I think I wonder if Russia are going to try to throw some grenades over, or throw some mortars over here. Yep, just a little late. Although that probably hit. I think someone's bandaging. But
oh, HML and Little Charlie trying to get into a position to hit the BDRM. Little Charlie says, "I can hit it."
No, we're getting to a better position. Hold on.
No, HML is moving Little Charlie into a better position. They're about to send it. Oh no, HML goes down to the BDRM.
Just died. HML just died.
Oh, Little Charlie, you gotta avenge him.
I've got enough.
Oh no, he's not brave enough to pull out his RPG again.
Joe.
the BDRM is covering that position.
He had a great angle on it. He was about to shoot him through like the tree, like through the leaves, as the RPG won't detonate there, and it would have been a great shot. You can just see it right through the leaves.
And now it's going back to looking around. Now will be the time, Little Charlie. He stands up.
Doesn't have his RPG out though. That's the thing. I think as soon as HML went down, like that slipped out of his mind of that my main mission was to destroy this.
Come on, Little Charlie. Just throw a grenade down there.
I think Little Charlie's the only lat that's up right now.
Ooh, Evan gets...
Oh yeah, gets railed by the BDRM.
Dorf is the captain now for Russia.
Loop over to my position.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna drop the hills.
Okay. Are you mortar?
I'm mortar.
They're trying to get little Charlie into a better position to shoot the RPG. I have a feeling if he goes over more east, he's gonna get railed by the BDRM like everyone else who's peeked it.
I mean, the BDRM is doing nothing but scanning the top of the hill from his, what angle is this? I don't even know.
You're clear down. This
Like his direct south to like southeast.
Jaegerfane trying to coerce some, I guess you could say, confidence into little Charlie to peek him with this RPG.
Deadbeat Dad probably shooting some militia right now. He's kind of got a sort of some vision.
RPGs go out.
Mortar gets a pretty good hit.
Oh, nice.
Mortar landed right in front. The gunner gets out. He gets back in.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he got out
Charlie
for a second.
moved into positions for hitting that BDRM. Yeah, as soon as mortars land, he's gonna tell little Charlie to peek it and get it.
Here comes the mortars on the BDRM.
BDRM's looking up to see the mortars land on them.
In front. I think that one hit the wall.
All right, little Charlie's peeking it now. He's lining up his RPG.
BRDM is looking for something.
I see it.
Oh, it gets hit.
RPG. RPG goes out. I think it just went right above him. I think the RPG went right above him. Yeah, it did. There's a sandbag on top of the BDRM's turret. There we go. Yeah, I think he missed the turret by like not even a meter. Oh, that's unlucky right there.
The mortar I'm pretty sure the mortar had a pretty close hit there.
Oh yeah, it was almost directly on him.
The BRDM gunner started panicking. He started shooting coax everywhere. And now the Russians sort of figuring, well, what do we do now?
Yeah, if I was that 30 mil gunner, like, why am I using the coax at this point? You know, I probably have very low damage or very low health. I would switch to the main gun and just start railing people with that 30 mil.
I mean, I wonder if it could be just, personal preference.
I guess there's a lot of drop off with the, I think it's a PKM that is inside the coax.
It's some PKM variant, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then I guess the 30 mil, the only downside is the low rate of fire compared to, a 7.62 54 really railing off.
Well, the Russians move off the hill where they tried to murder the BRDM. They're now sort of... Ooh, BRDM shooting at...
Silence tried to crawl up here, and he's done a pretty good job. Somehow he's hiding just inside a rock face, looking out, and no militia have spotted him yet. I'm generally surprised right there.
The BRDM had a shot on Dorf there. Looks like it missed, along with his assistant, Sebicola. Wow, Silent is pretty close. Who is this right here? Liberal Pundit. What? Liberal Pundit, eyes are shut. You must have a stump and... come on, he's not looking... Liberal's looking a little bit to his left.
Liberals, come on! It's time to stop watching hard base videos and play the game. I know you're trying to role play as a Slav, but Silent's right there, ready to kill you.
Slav is love, Slav is life.
Indeed. This is most definitely an all Slav op.
Yes, the Suka base is real. Oh, he's back.
My squad is pushing into the compound itself now.
Say again?
Dorf and Cipicola joining the fight now. He's coming down the hill. He's got his binocs out. He's trying to support whatever element he's got left, which is Squad 4 pushing across the road to the south, throwing
Could be
smokes.
Dad and Polish getting suppressive fire through AR while everyone else runs across the road. They haven't taken any casualties yet, which is mighty impressive.
Yeah. There's actually not really a lot of them. The militia Squad 4 pushed all the way to the southeast. I think they were going after the mortar base. They're coming up behind. Now they've turned. They're now maneuvering to come behind Russia's Squad 4. They're going to take their base of fire and then just shoot at them from the top of the hill.
Exactly.
But yeah, Jägerfang though, leading the fire team, pretty close.
I see him going to the east side, but that's where the BDRM is. If he peeks this corner, he is a dead man.
So the BDRM.
I just heard someone scream. Yeah, I think Liberal Pundits went down from Dorf.
Are you set?
Yeah, Liberal
Dorf
Pundit
is
is down. I think it was from Dorf, just by the angle that I had on him.
Wow.
Jaeger is peeking the 30 mil. I think Jaeger has a death wish.
Oh, the 30 mil's looking around. I think he hears people moving.
No.
You got any smokes left?
I have one.
All right, so what we're gonna have to do is right hand smoke it.
He's gonna smoke up the BDRM, and he's gonna push in the entrance that the BDRM is on.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got it ready.
Wait, they have another gunner? What kit does Civicola have?
Can we kill it with anything else?
I'm not sure.
He's a medic. So who do they think is going to be able to put firepower on this thing?
I think they're just trying to get inside the compound. Silent is still up. He's moved around the hill, kind of up the horseshoe, up and around.
I guess they're going to maneuver around, unless they're going to put a mine underneath of it. Oh.
All right, he's telling Little Joe to pop that smoke.
Jägerfang telling his
30
other
mils
fire
missed it.
team to move.
30 mil is literally looking right at the entrance. Oh, he looks away right as soon as the smoke goes out. I think he sees it. Yeah, he sees that smoke.
And now Payne, 12 Bravo. On
Oh no,
top
he's
of the
pushing
hill.
out of the open. Jägerfang. He's ducking. He's weaving. He doesn't die. Oh my gosh. Wow, Jägerfang, the luckiest man alive. He infiltrates. He's behind the 30 mil now. Oh, he goes down. Oh my gosh, that was fantastic. Lundar takes him.
Payne squad now on the hill that Jaeger squad abandoned. Little Joe goes down. Little Charlie, I think they were shooting at him, but
Little Charlie goes
there's
down
Little
to the middle
Charlie.
of the hill. Yep.
Expired Polish and Bybee surviving by staying pretty still.
So we got those guys in the south, and we have Silent, Dorf, and Sebi Cola up on the north side, still on the hill. Silent being the closest over by the fence side.
And north of mine entrance, Silent is slowly coming around. I think he's looking for something to. I think he's looking for a way to get in.
Ooh, shots going out from the southern hill. Wow. That's
Yeah,
quite far out
Bybee,
there.
Bybee gets spotted, even though he wasn't moving. So unfortunate. X5 Polish, the last one here in south side of mine entrance.
More
And I
shots go out
wonder.
from Dorf and Sebi.
I think he got spotted.
And
Yeah,
Silent
he's
goes
definitely
down.
been spotted. Powers sees him. Polish
From that
gets
southern
hit.
hill, Silent goes down. Way out there. Who is it? It's Power.
Oh, Power's killed. Okay. He was shooting way up high. Wow, what a shot.
Dorf's trying to get a 0 on him as well.
Yeah, he gets hit twice.
Now they're returning fire back on them.
Shit.
So X5 Polish still up south of the main compound.
182.
Dorf and Sepicola.
182.
North on the hill, getting pretty close now. Now they're getting shut at from inside the comp. No, that's them engaging.
That one guy's crawling up here.
That's them engaging Colonel Cyborg clone.
Dorf is so completely low to this ground. It's so hard to actually get an angle with inside of it, inside the frame.
We should
now it's just whack-a-mole at 400. It's whack-a-mole at 300 yards.
Okay, I'm gonna engage again.
Yeah,
You
I mean
push south, down the hill.
the Cobra sight on the Russian AK is giving them the advantage in this firefight. But I think the militia have still that M110 or FTL kit out, so they do have some pretty effective long-range fire. Shooting a 308.
Pop smoke again. Oh.
Sebicola gets hit.
I gotta move back.
He's running away. Dorf is still living behind a tree. Shooting back, getting pretty close.
I would say Dorf should go ahead and join Sebicola, otherwise he's gonna pay the ultimate price.
Meanwhile,
here.
X5 Polish doesn't get very far.
He gets railed by, was that the 30 mil or just people inside?
I think it was was it
It was probably Mango. Yeah.
No, he gets one, and then TYTY or Imanaz got him, or maybe Mango. Yeah.
Should be clear once you get to the bottom of the hill.
Either way, last two men. Dorf runs down the hill, just full YOLO. Sebicola is joining him.
There's a door. He wants to go in the door.
Great. Almost 1 meg down.
Oh my god.
Dorf making it for this back surface entrance up here in the north.
Alright, there's a whole squad.
Running out for a while. Now he wants to slow it down. Sippy's right behind him. And watching this back door is Pipe Funk. Oh,
I don't know
Dorf deciding no.
Yeah, he randomly decides, nah, I don't choose that door. I choose the other one.
TYTY makes a bunch of noise. He's on the ground here. TYTY looks through the door.
Oh, hell no.
Dorf's gonna peek this angle. He gets hit at least once. He gets hit by Imanaz.
And you can see he goes straight to the bandage right after he gets hit. I wonder if they fancy their chances in the service.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Southern Militia Force goes ahead and joins the fight now.
I'm gonna toss a grenade in there.
TYTY thought he
Dorf's
had a
gonna
shot.
peek it with a nade. Oh, he goes for the long peek. Nade lands right near him.
Running on the wall.
It gets one that just ran into the compound randomly here. Powers. Oh, Powers just got back from a long hike and gets a nade right to the face. That's unfortunate.
Can you heal me?
Alright, Dorf's asked for Sebi to heal him up there. Good call.
Makes sense. Medic doing medic things, but they're still watching the back door.
There's still guys up on the hill, I guarantee.
Yeah, these are last 2 men alive. Sebicola and Dorf.
Oh, a grenade!
Frag.
Yeah, they called
Grenade
it out
bounces
just the
down
perfect
the hill.
timing. Yeah, just the right timing. Dorf, again, going for the peak.
TYTY falls back from the door here.
I know, that's a bad idea. Yeah.
Freaks is crawling around. I think he wants to try to hold an opposite angle. There's multiple people looking at the store right now.
Dorf decides this is the entrance he wants to go for. He's going to peek it.
I have a frag.
And... oh, the air doesn't get him! Oh, wow! That's really surprising, actually. I was expecting the 240 just really rip him
Here
apart.
comes a grenade.
Yep. It's a little far.
Causes people to run. Here comes
about to
Dorf.
Run in and peek this. Dorf goes down. And Sebicola goes down.
And that's the end of that.
Yeah. Quite a good round right there for Militia. Hear that 30 mil. A little bit of celebratory fire right now.
34 for Militia, 21 for Russia.
Definitely a fantastic round there. That was quite fun.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough breakdown in the Russian attack there, and it was kind of amazing that such a forward position really caught Russia off guard. That first squad at the beginning of the contact where they were able to
shoot them as
get eyes on and crossing the river. The BTR also getting hit by something or another was bad news. Although it did its initial deed, was drop that squad to the north, which got completely run up on. The way that squad got run over was. I mean, I'm talking about in the west where Payne runs over that squad, runs over Krusty's squad after he goes down.
Krusty's squad, just epic flank right there.
That was some brutal engagements. We've got the commands. We've got the commands in here. That's Mr. Husey and Evan. Gentlemen, that was some good times. Thanks for coming in here to answer a couple questions from us. So round one, Evan, how did you think your defense was, gonna work in general? Because you were really trying to bait them to come in. I think we felt that you were trying to bait them to come into your little compound there. It just never happened.
Yeah, the plan was to hold, that fob, spread out the 3 squads, 360 security. Try to engage them a little early, get a little information. Just didn't work out too well. I didn't expect them to push hard west, but I just got a little unlucky. I think our defense was all right.
Yeah, I really like the way you guys were set up initially. I think the main turning point was when you lost that highest point hill over on the direct west.
Yeah.
We saw some pretty bad trades up there.
Yep, that was the start.
And Husey, what was the idea behind throwing the BRDM in the open? Please tell me why. Why was that a thing?
You mean the BTR?
The BRDM, the 30 mil.
Second round.
Yeah, round two.
Well, that wasn't the plan in the start off. It was meant to be inside, but that's where it got left. It worked out better, it looks like.
I was kind of surprised how much it worked out better. Do you know how much health it had at the end of the round?
I don't.
Okay. It would have been interesting to get a figure. I guess it makes sense because no one's supposed to be able to drive it. So, was it at full health?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't notice.
We know that I believe like 2 mortars landed almost right on top of it, if not like right next to it, and then RPG went within a meter of its turret.
Yeah, that plan with a mass mortar attack there at the end almost succeeded, and then for the RPG to hit, guys. It was awesome for you guys to stop in and answer a couple questions from us. That was Mr. Husey answering the question about round 2, and that was Evan answering the question about round 1. Thanks for your time, gentlemen. Good games.
Nothing.
And that's gonna do it for us here on the broadcast. XF, a pleasure calling the game with you, sir.
As always, with you.
And that was Shadowed Ritual producing in the back. We do these a few times a week. Yep. We got a couple operations coming up on Saturday. And if I was prepared, I would tell you what those were off the top of my head. But, I'm not prepared right now. But you know where you can be prepared to answer questions like that? It's squadops.gg. You can sign up for all of our SOTT courses, as well as all these operations. We got Sentinel coming up for Saturday, and Wicked Bridges. So 2 different operations on Saturday. We're offering SOT vehicle all this week. On Thursday, we're offering 2 sessions of SOT vehicle and we're offering a session between operations on Saturday. We also got next Wednesday's operation posted that's called Shockwave for this same time next week. So until we see you next, which will be Saturday afternoon. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitch, YouTube, the Twitter. All the links are at squadops.gg. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.